like a Hellcat.
Okay, hi everybody and welcome back to another episode brought to you by Masterless, and this time we're going to play some Faeria. So, a little bit about Faeria. Faeria is the card game which you've seen me upload a couple of videos for so far, where I'll play against my friend Des, and go and check out his YouTube channel if you haven't already, because he's got quite a few Faeria videos starting to come up now. But it's a card game, a little bit like, I suppose a little bit like Hearthstone or something, where you have to, you can basically build up a deck of cards, as you can see, sort of in here, and each cards have different abilities, and you can battle the computer or battle other people. But I've noticed that, well, there's also a mode that comes with the game called Pandora mode, which is, if I go into play and choose Pandora, it's essentially, it's like a series of games that you can play, where you can win up to 9 games and you get 3 lives, and you can win some like decent prizes and things the more games that you win. So I thought today we do a Pandora run, or a few Pandora episodes if I've managed to sort of stay in and not lose really quickly, and sort of show you how this works as well and get into some of this. So click on the Pandora mode, and then that opens up these options, and now I'm going to go for multiplayer here. So you can see it's like sort of starting to activate Pandora mode now. Now, unlike normal Faeria matches where you use one of your pre-made decks, in Pandora mode you get to sort of build your deck from a selection of cards which you get. So you need 30 cards altogether, and you pick them sort of like in this sort of process. Now, like for me, I've only ever really played as fire cards on the game, or the sort of the mountainous type. This red symbol here, you can also get water, and you can get like wind types as well. But because I sort of know fire, and fire is the ones that I've always played as, I'm sort of thinking that I'm probably best off sticking with and building around like a fire deck, and with some neutral cards as well. So first thing to do is actually customise my deck, and pick the cards that I'm going to use. So let's crack on and get the deck sorted, and then you'll see me obviously going to the games afterwards. So really my choice here is between these two. That's a very expensive card. Costs 1 less for each enemy creature that's died. So the cost for that would come down, but it would still be worth 7 as a minimum, which is still quite a lot to pay for a card. Now these can be useful because they can obviously do some decent damage to enemy creatures as well, so I'm going to take that one. On this go, I love these cards. These are really useful because they're quite a low cost and they build you an extra land tile, so I'll also go for a fire elemental. Trigger all your production abilities. Bit of a weird one. It's the only neutral card we've got, and we don't really want to end up spending any time building other tile types. Transform another creature into a 5/5 mirror phantasm. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with that one then. What else have we got? Hate Seed or an Ogre Battler? Go for the Ogre Battler. Yeah, we'll go for Brigand. We'll get another Fire Elemental, I think. Or should we actually go for one of those? So we do also need to make sure that we get some neutral cards as well that don't require any special tiles for you to build them, because they're sort of key in the early game stages. So I think, yeah, we'll go for Village Elder actually. Could probably also do with a Farm Boy. They aren't too bad either though. Reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 4 times. Deal 4 damage to yourself. Not ideal. Especially if... doing that 4 damage to yourself is pretty bad. We could do with some taunt cards really, some of the guards that you can get. It's not really giving us much choice, so between those two, I'll go for that one. These, that's what I was on about, the taunt card, the Imperial Guards. They're good because they actually heal you, but yeah, we should probably go for that, to be honest. So we'll go for that. Let's get 2 and 2. That's not too bad a card either. 3, 3, 2 and 2, 2 and 4. for a few normal cards. Now you get to choose, so you get like to choose treasure cards sometimes as well, which do different effects, as you can see on here at the minute. That's a nice card. Whenever Faeria is harvested, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Deal 3 damage to all enemy creatures. Deal 9 damage, randomly split among enemies. Wow, these are some good cards. Deal 9 damage, randomly split among 3 damage to all enemy creatures. That's difficult to choose. We'll go for that. Bomb sling, another ground shaker. Oh, sorry, a ground shaker there. Whenever your opponent is dealt damage, gain that much attack. Probably go for the ground shaker maybe for this one. We'll also need another Imperial Guard. That can also be quite a handy card actually, with the fact that it comes with protection. So we'll probably go for that. So we're on 14 out of 30 so far, so we can keep going with a few as well. It's a pretty OP card there. Yeah, I'll go for that one. They're really useful as well. So I'm picking a few of these cards. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and build this deck around the deck that does damage to the opponent when it gets into fights, or when my cards get into combat, or they give me magic, like this card that you can see here. So we'll go for a few of those, just so we can constantly keep up our magic. This is my favourite card in the game, the Kobold Warlord. So we will definitely take one of those. Choose one, deal 3 damage or deal 3 damage to everything. That seems like a... We'll go for that one this time. Get a few more of these taunt cards going. I really like the taunt cards. To use in this. I hope we get to choose another one of those sort of the monster flowers as well that do 2 damage a time, because they would also be really useful. It's not giving us great cards to choose from yet. So yeah, it's difficult. You can see that how many different ways you can go with the Pandora games. You've got such a variety to the cards that you can choose to use. It's between these two, I think. Four attack with protection isn't bad, but it does cost 5, whereas that's only 2. There's another one of the damage dealing cards when in combat, so we'll take that. Another combat one that generates magic, so we'll grab that as well. We will get a haste card, because they're handy to have as well. That card's one of my, again, it's another one of my favourites, but as is that. We've got some decent big hitters already, so I don't think we'll need the Walking Fortress. Do we have any Bloodsingers already? No, so we better take that then, I suppose. And then you get one more treasure card at the end. Destroy all adjacent creatures, structures and lands. Jeez. You gain 6 life. Deal 6 damage to your opponent. That's a nice card. How's this that? Yeah, so here it is. We're now ready to go. So we're going to get straight into it and search for a battle and see if we can find one. Fingers crossed that we do okay. I think we get... Oh, so it's 2 lives that we get. Obviously we're on 0 wins as we haven't played yet. So yeah, let's see how we do. So we're playing Rat 3. Right, let's see what we get offered. That's too high a card cost for me to want to start with. And they both require 2, so we don't really want those yet, so we'll redraw. It's not worked out particularly well. So he's going to go first, which means that we get this, which allows us to create a neutral land and also gives us 2 magic. Which will help us at least to take out his farm boy. And also allow us to start sort of heading over to one of those as well. So we'll just quickly go this way, I think. Get the flame spitter put down, and we'll also get rid of his farm boy as well, just so he can't build a land and then shift him over there to get extra magic on his go. So he's going for at least a few wind cards, or mostly if he's gone for 2 wind tiles. Winds, I'm not too familiar with the wind type cards, to be honest. Probably best off going for another one of these as well. We'll pop that there. I'm going to see if I can save up a little bit of magic and try and get into a position where we're harvesting magic from both of those wells. In some other games I'm quite attacking and go sort of straight forward for the enemy, but I think in this one we're going to try and build a line and hold back a little bit, just until I get used to my deck and the cards I've got in my deck and sort of like get a feel for how it plays. This guy's playing it relatively safe as well, which is kind of tempting me to push forwards rather than to let him build up his deck like that. So I may start to push forwards a little bit now. I think I'll go this way, move up slightly, and trigger all your production abilities. I don't have any production abilities, which is a shame. That's a decent card for us to have held back with the 9 health and the 6 damage and taunt as well, but obviously it requires a mountain for us to build on it, so we're going to have to try and get a mountain relatively close to this guy. There may be a decent place to build one, actually. Or there, actually, so that we can start to get some of his magic as well. We do also need to, of course, protect the middle there. So I think what I will do is pop that down. And we will get an Ogre Battler out now. So he has to attack my Ogre Battler straight away, which is going to kill his card instantly and reduce mine to 3 life. He's only got 2 magic, so he's not going to be able to do that much more on his go. Yeah, I think we might also pop this guy down as well, just to again start collecting us some more magic. Okay, so essentially when all of these shards here are found, you aren't able to draw any more cards, I believe, on the Faeria disappears as well. Now, I'm not sure whether in Pandora mode just the Faeria disappears and you don't actually take damage from trying to draw any more cards, but yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. So what's also fairly useful now is that we have a haste card, as you've just seen there. What may be good is for us to take this guy out with our haste card and then to shift the taunt guy over. So I think we will do that actually. We'll build the haste card. Take out that guy there with 3 life. Move the taunt guy over there. Steal some more of his magic. And move this guy up slightly as well. And land-wise, I think we're going to go here, and just to try and block him in, a little bit. He's going to be worried about this guy, and he's going to have to spend some of his magic keeping him at bay. So we'll see what he does now. Okay, she's gone for the Firebringer. So this is good, because if we kill his cards off now, he'll start to take damage himself, which can be quite useful. It'll also be good maybe if we can build a mountain right there to try and push up into him. Question now is, should we deploy this guy? I think we will. It's tough to know what to do now here, to be honest. That would get us 2 more. He has to attack me anyway there, so... Yeah, I think we'll take this guy out. Do some damage to him. And then leave that guy there actually to collect some more magic from us. And I think we'll leave it for now. We'll leave this to him for now. I mean, he has to I'd have thought, attack me there. So you're on equal health now, and I'm only 1 card ahead. He's used up all his magic on that thing there. It costs 2 less if you attacked a god this turn, okay. Which of course he didn't. At this point I'm quite tempted to draw another card. I could also block him off there of course as well and stop him from coming towards me anymore. So we're going to bring him down to 1 life so that if he does attack us, our 2 attack will sort of destroy that card as well, and try and keep this 1 card advantage over a well over here. Now the question now, do I build 2 land tiles here and block him off, or do I draw an extra card maybe, or even some magic? I think what I'm actually going to do is go for the block off. So we've got him sort of boxed in now, so we're going to try and keep the game over in his half rather than letting it come back to us. I mean, this could backfire, because if he builds something here and then steps it forwards to one of those, he does have those 3 tiles to build after, because he will be able to build there if he's got a creature on one of those 3. And we'll see if he attacks me with that card or not. So he's building some interesting cards, this guy. He's not doing what I thought he would do. I mean, it might be worth me building... It might be worth me... Oh, if I use that on that, that'll take that one out as well. Keep him on low health. It might be worth me grabbing another card, actually. Oh, okay. Yep. So I think what we'll do... We're going to go and pop that up there as well. Again, just to keep our magic topped up as we plan when building the deck. Leave it there for now. So he does only have 4 magic at the minute, so even if he's got any really strong cards, he's not going to be able to use them just yet, because the majority of them require more than 6 magic. So he's definitely on the defensive at the minute. If I walk over to here as well, obviously I can... I could take his magic. It'd be great if I could start building up around him. should we go for? I think we might pop a Prairie Yak down as well. What should we do here? Summon another card? That's not a bad card either, to be honest. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Pandora Awakens. So treasures are found in decks. Gain 3 extra Faeria each turn. The wells are empty. So you get 6 Faeria now each turn. And the wells are empty. Which is bad timing for us because he can now build some decent. He can now deploy some decent cards because he was the first to get the extra magic, which kind of sucks. But hey. Right, so we've got a ranged card. So that is useful. We can also start attacking him now as well. What's this do? Give all your creatures 2/2 wherever they are. Oh, now this would be useful. Ish. What to do here? We could kind of do with stopping this guy from getting to one of those two, given that they're both going to get sort of obviously chances to attack him. So I'm thinking maybe we could deploy the Firebird there, just so that he can't get to that tile himself. This could also be useful as well, though, that's said. What should we do? Pop that there. Game magic. There we go. Now I'll end the turn. Oh, so the other guy quit. So yeah, awesome. So we've got our first Pandora victory. So we get 30 gold coins, which isn't great. Partway towards one of our daily quests as well. But we've got 1 win towards our tally. So we've got our first win, which is good. I think we'll probably play one more game now as well in this episode, just to see how we do. You never quite know how long they last for, actually. So it's hard for me to try and gauge how long these episodes are going to be. Usually I'll aim for like, half an hour. But I suppose, yeah, we'll have to just see what happens. So it was, I don't know, I don't know how I played that. Maybe you can let me know how you think I played that, whether I was too defensive or offensive or made any mistakes or anything, for those of you that watch and, you're a good Faeria players. I'm relatively new to the game, so I'm probably making tons of mistakes I don't even know about. But yeah, let me know. I didn't... It played okay, that deck. I feel as though I don't have enough big hitters though, and that if we come up against some more advanced players, which we are going to do at some point, that they'll probably kick my ass. Let's redraw 1 this time. I hope we get something low. Okay, so yeah. So this isn't a bad start. We could branch out with 2 normal lands and go for one of these straight away and deploy the taunt card, which could work. So I think we will actually. We'll do that. And then end our turn there. And now let's get a feel for this guy. It looks like he's going to be, well, his avatar's like the forest type. So let's see if he does start building any forests. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? So he's going to stay true. So he clearly likes the forest deck, which tells me that he may have spent the majority of his time playing as the forest deck, so this could be quite a tough battle. So we're going to try and race forwards a little bit for this guy, I think, and just see how he handles it. See whether he also gets offensive and pulls forwards to there maybe, or whether he builds up sort of there or there to try and block me. Yeah, it's just moved forwards. Saving up his Faeria at the moment. Right, this is going to be a race. I'm going to race him. He's going to get to me next turn. I'm going to get to him next turn, unless he builds at the back. And we're just going to see who can do more damage to who first. Yeah, let's see how this goes. This could be a really bad move by me. But yeah, it is a massive gamble, but we'll have to see. He's saving up his magic and he's the forest type, so he's likely going to play a fairly strong card and then buff it with a couple of other cards as well. Maybe the Tiki cards that you can get that make things fairly strong. So he's gone for more of a defensive play there and building a forest next to his hero. So he's probably going to expect us to do the same. He's just said that was a mistake now. I don't know. I don't know whether it means that was a mistake for him to build there or whether it was a mistake for me to go towards him. Probably a mistake for me to go towards him, but hey. We'll have to see how this plays. We are going to bring this card out now so we can start dealing damage to him as we get into combat. We're going to save, I think, the Faeria, and we'll save up for this as well because that could be real key in this match, I think. He does have a lot more magic though, but I'm collecting more magic than he is, and I've got cards on the board, which of course he hasn't, so, you know, it could still go either way. Gonna need to deploy something, I would have thought, at least with maybe even with Taunt there to one of those two squares. I mean, we are going to have 7 magic next go as well, so if he does deploy anything good, we will be able to use this and reduce its health quite significantly. So we're going to need to take this thing out. So that'll take it down to 10 damage. That would take it down to 1. If you move this thing to there. Let's try this. So we're just going to try and deal some damage to him now and see how far we can get with this. We're also going to build, I think, up here, just in case he was now getting any ideas about also pushing forwards. He's going to have to attack me there. He's just going to do another 2 damage to him and leave him on 10. So yeah, we'll see what he does. We'll see whether he panics or whether he remains calm. He's down quite severely on magic compared to where he was, and he's also not collecting any. It's a nice card though, that is a nice card. We're covering both of his forests as well though, so of course he can't build any more forest related cards there, covering his hero. He may be, yeah, he's going to deploy the forest there. So there's that buff that I was on about earlier with the Tiki cards. So he's down to 10 now, which is good for us. Question now is, what should we deploy? We've got this thing that we can deploy. Pop that there. Take out his Tiki cards. Save him from getting magic at least straight away on his next go. We can get some magic though, and we'll go for the Faeria, I think. So he's kind of gone all out with that one big card that he's got there, and I mean, he may have some other Tiki cards which he plans on using. He might deploy 3 of them and just buff the hell out of that card, in which case we're probably going to lose. But I'm at least happy with the fact that we've got his hero down to 10 health. Because if we get any other long range cards or any cards that deal damage when they get into combat or anything, you know, we should be able to whittle him down quite quickly. So he's draining his magic using those attack cards. I'd really love a haste card now, actually. Getting a haste card would be pretty cool. Oh, it's just reduced its health. That's not what I expected him to do. Let's see. I think it's probably also time for us to build across here now and to start saving up some Faeria for ourselves. Yeah, we'll pop him there. We're going to retreat for a bit now. I mean, I've got 1 magic, he's got 0. He's got 2 cards out, and I've got 2 cards out, and all the wells are still there. So we're quite evenly matched at this stage, other than the health of our gods. 16-10. Okay, so he's gone there now and built there, which is going to allow me to heal my god back up by 2 when I attack him and get killed. So that's kind of handy. Not quite sure what he's thinking of playing now, though. Okay, so we'll just collect the magic. We don't actually need to. We could use that on him straight away. So hang on, that'll deal 1 damage to all enemies, which isn't really much use to us. If I... trying to think of what the best thing for me to do is actually at this stage. I think it's probably to take this guy out. I mean, if he attacks him now, at least he's going to take himself out as well. And we can start building up to him as well now from another side. Let's see what happens. That could have been a really bad move by me there, and also not getting some magic instead of building those 2 lands could also prove quite costly, I think. He is getting 2 magic each turn now. I mean, I'm only getting 1 where I am currently. So he is relying on buffs to that 1 card. If we could do 1 damage to that card and then use this flame burst, that would be quite useful, I think. Okay, so we've now got 2 of the tiles near him. It's time for us... I think it's time for us to start on the offensive. We could use this on that card, putting it down to 1 health, because then that would mean that those 2 will fight and it'll end up sort of back to evens again. Yeah, I think we're going to actually go there. Yeah, and see what happens. Oh, is he the first to get the extra magic bonus again? I think he is. I don't know why this keeps happening to me, why they're the first ones that keep getting to use the bonus. It's kind of annoying. Ah, magic. Magic card. That's a brilliant card. Create 1 in each well. Whenever Faeria is harvested, deal 1 damage to your opponent. I wonder if that'll work though while we're in Pandora mode. That could be an interesting experiment to see if it does. Not sure whether it will. Give rain Changed to a friendly creature. Flying, what the heck is that? Flying creatures have flying, jump, and 1+0. Okay. Still don't think that's going to make us worry too much. Alright, let's see what we draw now. It's going to be really close. I think it's literally going to come down to like one turn. If he's got a haste card, he's won because he can go doom doom with the haste card. Pop there. Yeah. So again, because I don't know the flying effects or anything. I couldn't have seen that coming. I didn't know that was like something that you could do. So okay, so we completed a daily quest in this episode as well. So yeah, so first episode, played 2, won 1, lost 1, which yeah, it's not too bad, 50%. I'm a noob at Pandora multiplayer on Faeria, so yeah, not too gutted about that. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in anyway, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to leave me some tips I could really do with them on this game. And yeah, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, drop me some comments, come visit me on Twitter and go and check out Dez's YouTube channel. But yeah, just thanks again for being here, and I'll bring it back to continue with Pandora in the next episode, see how I do then. So until then, I'll yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers. Bye bye.